Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, now anything of any importance related to this channel, you can find in the description box. All important links, website link, Patreon link, other YouTube channel links, how to enter into winning a free reading with me, any giveaways, all that jazz in the description box. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, number one, you have to be open to getting a shadow reading. It's not just about your life and what's going to happen in your life and about your person, your connection, and what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and how they feel. It's what's spiritually blocking you within your life and what you would need to do to heal it, how you integrate that spiritual block. And the reason why is because there's many different realities that play it at one time. Your level of consciousness will determine what you do. So you get a much better karmic outcome when you know in advance why a person is doing something and whether or not their behavior, whether their actions, whether what they're doing is purpose intentional or whether it's not, whether it's a spiritual issue, and how you need to heal it. And when you heal your spiritual issues, you actually transcend the limitations of not just your situation that's at hand and who you're dealing with, you have better karmic outcomes, but you actually heal yourself. And that allows you to evolve into a higher state of consciousness so you can vibrate higher and attract the people and situations that you want to come into your life. So that's why I like to do those readings. But we are going to look at their hidden truths, what they feel about you, and all that jazz. But we're going to ask what Spirit wants you to know. That's what Spirit wants you to know. So, all right, now if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you also have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, and write the word in the video in your comment bar when the word video is going to be self-critical. Self-critical. I'm just going to take a minute, a second to tap into that energy. You know, I feel like even before I even start, I feel like Virgo, you can be self-critical and you're connected to someone that's self-critical. But see, you're self-critical when it comes to things with business, things with like things of the physical realm, like that would be business, making money, that would be, you know, structured things where I feel like you're connected to someone that is judging themselves on how they treated you. And I feel like they judge themselves all the time. And the problem is that because they judge themselves, they perceive that everyone else judges them. I feel like they grew up with a parent that was very judgmental. So they got triggered a lot by you, is what I'm feeling. I feel like there was a lot of passion, a big, good connection until this person like sabotages themselves. The person then gets in their own way and they sabotage the connection and then they come back and then they don't. And so now I'm feeling like this person is in a place, you're in connection with a person that's very prideful right now. And they're very being, they're, and so it's not like they don't know what they did wrong, but that they react. They need healing. It's not like they don't know, but it's almost like they're afraid to be vulnerable. They won't be vulnerable. They don't want to show you that part of themselves. They try to perceive that they don't care. Like, and that is when somebody is not emotionally intelligent. That's when somebody doesn't feel good about themselves. They hide, they overcompensate within who they are, or they'll undercompensate, meaning they either give too much energy, they're full of drama, or they don't give any energy at all. And so they don't have good outcomes within their life and they get triggered all the time. And that happens when you grow up in a really imbalanced environment. So I'm believing that your person grew up in a really imbalanced environment, and I don't believe that they ever got healing. Now, do they have gifts in other areas of their life? Yeah, but this is why they're self-critical. Now, when we're intuitive, when we're spiritual, it's not that we can't be self-critical. However, we realize we're a lot more gentle with ourselves. This person that I feel like you're connected to is not gentle with themselves. Now, we're just going to jump in and see what the hidden truths are, because I want to know what's going on. Like why this person is being so self-critical about how they dealt with you, about their life, perceiving that everybody else is. Feel like they have friends that are critical of them. Like they wind up manifesting what they believe about themselves. And they don't feel good about themselves. So when a person doesn't feel good about themselves, they can't really have an open and healthy relationship, because they won't communicate properly because they're too afraid to be emotionally vulnerable. And they won't be able to read you properly because they're not emotionally intelligent. I feel you, even though we're apart, yeah, but there's still a very strong spiritual connection, which I had said. It's not that there isn't, it's just that, like I said, your person is being prideful. Like they would much rather like pretend that what happened didn't, just being near you was intoxicating. So they're remembering your energy and they're thinking of you. And it's funny, I feel as if like when you first separated from this person, you and this person were like, I don't care, we ever talk again. And then time went by and you both softened, and now I feel like a lot of time has gone by, and so you're soft because there is unconditional love there, but you're also both are triggering the shit out of each other, because I don't feel like anyone's doing anything. I know I messed up everything, and I think that this person wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to like reassure them. They want somebody to blow smoke up their ass, to be honest with you, because they're insecure. And that's because, like they said, I feel like they grew up in an environment where everyone judged them. And now it's like they judge themselves. And then because they judge themselves, they perceive everyone else judges themselves. And this is how they get in their own way, and why they know that they messed up everything. They messed up everything because they overthink. They overthink, and when a person is imbalanced and because they don't feel good about themselves, they're always coming from that mask. They're never coming from their true self. They're too afraid to show you their true self. So it's almost like it was better to show you that I was a player than what I really feel about myself. Because at least a player is like a bad boy, bad girl, that I don't care, when really that's not really who they are. And I feel like they regret it. I know I was a distraction from your pain. And I feel like you may be connected to someone that you don't want to be with. I feel like some of you guys are that. And I feel like other of you guys have gotten out of a relationship and there was just nobody giving you time or attention. So whatever little attention time that this person was giving, which I feel like they gave time, but it was over a long time. And so like you might not have ever hung out with this person, but you talked to them, and you text back and forth, you talked to them. And I feel like they didn't think that they were growing an emotional bond with you the whole time. Then, because like I said, this person would rather be like a player, be perceived as a player. So they were acting like a player. Now with you, I don't believe that they really had or thought that they had any type of connection to you. Yes, they were attracted to you, but they didn't give it enough time. And so they knew that they had a connection to you, but they didn't know how deep. the connection is. That's more or less what I'm trying to say. And so now I feel like the tables are turned. I feel like now you're like, I don't really know whether I like this person. See, this person liked you, but not for right then and there. Almost like you were too mature, too grown up. Like you check all the boxes, but you weren't what they wanted at that time. And if I'm gonna be blunt, I feel like they didn't want anything that was anything commitment wise, that it would never have met anything. Here for a good time, not a long time, is what I'm trying to get at. Where with you, I feel like you're like, no, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I really want to be in a relationship. And I feel like you kept saying that, setting the boundary. So this person knew that there was going to be no way to manipulate that, no way to play games. So what I feel like is that they ghosted you because it was like, I like you, but I don't really know if I want to like be serious in a relationship right now. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to go and explore and have a good time and only think about myself. I don't think I want to be in that type of relationship. Now I feel like they're looking at you through a different perception. So many things remind me of you, and that's because they are becoming obsessive, because it's almost like you don't know what you got till it's gone. And that's where this person didn't appreciate what they had when they had it. And now they're looking back on all the people that they spent time with, and those people weren't didn't amount to shit. I mean, literally, because they were easy. They were here for a good time, not a long time. So the type of person that they weren't high quality people, because, they didn't care how your person treated them. So that's why I'm saying they weren't people that really put in a lot of time and effort and energy into themselves too. They were coming more from that lower aspect of self, here just to have a hookup. And so now your person is looking at you, seeing that you don't do that, that's not the way that you worked. And from day one, you were, this is the way that it's going to be, and you never swayed. And I do believe that this person walked away, ghosted you to try and get you to chase them, and that didn't work. So that's why they're like, I know that I messed up everything because you didn't chase me. Guess what? And that's why they're self-critical, because their little game backfired on them. And I feel like they're judging themselves because they feel like now you're judging them. I still have growing to do. Yeah, because their ego is still big, where they're still trying to strategize. They've come back and apologize. That's if you have feelings, but you are the love of my life. And I feel like they know the connection that this is, and they know how deep it is, but this connection scares the shit out of them. And it scares them because they have to do inner work on themselves. They have to, I think it's easier for this person to be real surface, to not go that deep. And what they're seeing is they're kind of almost conflicted now, because they're afraid to go deep, but also those shallow relationships are not fulfilling them. So which is making them think about you even more. I don't know what I want. And that's what I said. It's there's part of them that is I don't know what I want, because part of me, it's easy. It's easy but there's another part of me that really does have feelings for you. This person's not a commitment person. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like they really don't like commitment, but they know that you're all about commitment. You're all about doing things a certain way. And they're not really conventional in that area of life. But the truth of the matter is that that's why their relationships don't work out. They want to be in full control all the time, and then they sabotage the relationship. That's how they keep getting in their own way. And so I'm feeling like your person is sitting over here, like in their house, when they say over here, and what they're doing is they're saying, I've created all these experiences. I've created this experience, and they're not happy. What they realize is that they've dug a hole that didn't need to be. Or they could have just came back and apologized, but your person kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Really thought that you were going to chase them. They did everything in the book to try to manipulate you. And now what I'm seeing is the whole time they're focused on you. They're not realizing that they're growing feelings for you. So they're almost like in competition with you instead of like being in a relationship with you. So, which tells me that this person plays a lot of games when they get into relationships. Because they want to be in competition. They want to do everything except for be in a healthy relationship. And because they have to be in control. And so they play games. When you're not with them, they really want you. When you're with them, they act like they don't really give you the time. Like they don't really know what they want, because it's not that they don't love you. They do. If they don't like how deep the connection is, because it's almost like they feel like you can read them. They feel like you know about everything that they do. Which means that this person would have to actually grow up. They would actually have to grow up, meaning you can't lie, you can't be a player, you can't, which is what I feel like this person was. So they're battling with, do I want to be in this healthy, committed relationship, even though I know that this relationship would be a great relationship, but then you have the power to hurt me. So it's like they flip-flop all over the place where they overthink it. Which I kept saying that's how they sabotage themselves. So we ask again, any spiritual message, what they're going to do. These cards will either tell us what they're going to do, tell us the type of relationship it is, tell us the spiritual lesson of why you two are together, or why this person, you guys are actually not together, why this person actually, you have a connection to them and they have a connection to you. Why? And why did they show up in your life? What would be the point? And what would be the lesson that both of you would be learning? If it's karmic, which is what it looks like, then what was the karmic lesson? Okay, I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge the situation instead of surrender to it. So I'm feeling like your person is learning what unconditional love is. They don't like it. Makes them feel uncomfortable. They're learning about themselves. They're learning that they go for lower hanging fruit instead of real, genuine relationships. So what they create are very toxic relationships, because not people are going to be, just anyone's going to be with them. They, in their head, their ego is big, but where have they been going? Dumpster diving? I mean, like not being mean, but you go into like every single like bar and grill, like who are you hooking up with that your head is that big? And yeah, it makes you feel good. It's not even the cheating, it's how that this your person went around and did this and it made them feel good. And that they have to think differently. Like, first of all, that's no way to behave. That's after a certain age. And your person is realizing that they're looking at their life. And so, but they're fighting with it. They're fighting with their addictions. They're fighting with growing up. like showing up. I mean, when you're in a healthy relationship, that's what it is. You show up. And you're also showing up for yourself, especially if it's a real spiritual connection like the one that this is. It's almost like your person feels like there's a pull, like they know what they're supposed to do, but they're like, I don't know if I want to do that because it's going to require me to change. I've been so grounded all my life. It's hard for me to trust the spiritual element of our connection, yet I can't deny it exists. So again, they were coming from real ego state, again, very grounded, very logical, very analytical place. So again, they can departmentalize, which is why they could always cheat, why they could always go for people and not really be committed. They get like, I get my needs met. That's all that I really need. It's like, do I like you? Yeah, I like you, but I'm not, it wasn't a spiritual connection. There's a spiritual connection where your person's like, I don't have a hold on this situation. And I don't know why I don't have a hold on the situation. Okay, maybe it's a spiritual connection, but I never had this before. I never believed in this before. I even feel like for some, your person was resisting it, thinking that it was like witchcraft or like some weird voodoo because they couldn't stop. They're like, why am I so obsessive? Why, like normally I don't care, I can walk away. So that for this person, it's all about the spiritual element of the fact that they can have a healthy relationship, that they haven't been approaching relationships properly, and that when it's real, you can't control it, and that it's unconditional, and that they have this unconditional love for you, and they feel like you do for them too. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't get mad. What it means is that it's a deep, profound connection. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put these two back just to state, but this is a huge deck, as you can see. There's over 175 cards in this deck, but we're gonna put it in the back. We're gonna see what are your benefits, or what are you going to do, or what is the message for you, like, or if there's any. Sometimes I feel like it resonates more with the other person, but we'll see. You're never going to believe this. It says, I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge the situation. So there may be a lot of mirroring energy. And that could be because this person does things that are not in alignment with the things that you believe is love. And this person triggers you, that you want your person to act a certain way, to be a certain way, and they're not, because they keep getting in their own way. They overthink. So, but what you're seeing is that there's still unconditional love. And so possibly, meeting somebody that it's not so easy to walk away from is something new for the both of you. And staying and staying together, even though you're triggered, is, where a lot of times people don't make it through the triggers. So I'm feeling this person really triggered you a lot and did a lot of things that were wrong and got in their own way and played a lot of games. Yeah, they're remorseful now, but it's like they're prideful. They don't want to come back. They don't want to. So it's, again, you're still dealing with it. When our conversations are lighthearted and playful, it's easy. And the tension that is sometimes there. Wait, what is this? Are lighthearted and playful. It eases the tension that is sometimes there when we talk. So again, like I said, you both trigger each other. And that's what I was saying before. So it's like there's tension. And there's tension because the way that they approach life, the way that you approach life, the way that they keep getting in their own way, that they have a lot of blocks. And then they feel like you're judging them, they're judging themselves. It creates a lot of overstimulation. So this is why they feel the tension. I mean, you feel the tension. And this is also why you're like, I kind of judge this relationship too, because it's hard. And it's like, it's not easy. It's bringing up all my wounds. And Spirit says, well, it's a soul relationship. It's supposed to do that. So you say, okay, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What, like, can we say what's going to happen? Because right now we see what the spiritual issues are. We might ask why you attracted this person, but let's ask what this person is going to do even before. I didn't mean what I said. So there was a little bit of regret. I wish I could give you more. I'm making changes for the better in my life. Okay, so this person right now is like, they're in a little bit of regret, like I said, because I feel like they acted like they didn't care about the relationship, but they pulled out every trick in the book to make you chase them. You didn't do that. And so where they are right now is they're not coming towards you. However, they are making changes in their life right now, and they're in a place of healing, but they're still coming from a place of lack where they don't feel like they have enough to give. But I don't think that that means that they don't really have enough. They'll always feel like they don't have enough. And that's the problem, because this person has a block. But I believe that there's unconditional love here. So eventually they will evolve back to you. Now, whether or not they will be bold, and I don't really feel that this person's not really a bold person. I feel as if you'll get a light reach out. They may bump into you. This person doesn't like to show vulnerability, show emotions. So I'm feeling that they will eventually come back to you, but like it's going to be not in a way that you're gonna like. Again, like this person is gonna trigger you because you're gonna say, okay, you did all that and then this is what you're bringing me. They are not on the same vibration. They need healing. This is where their wounds are. They are not good in relationships. It's just what it is. That's why they're being very self-critical right now. They know this. And the thing is, they're used to other people doing the work. They're used to playing the games and getting what they want, so not really having to figure it out. They're having to figure it out with you. So it's very overstimulating, and they care more about what it looks like and whether they're going to look stupid than about this relationship. And that's why they still need growing. But I believe that they are making the changes, which after those changes that they make, that will be the growing, hopefully, that they had, that needed to be done. Okay, so if this person comes back into your life, what's the energy that you need to integrate? What should you know? What should you heal? What should you bring? Okay, faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I am devotee to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God, and the universe. So if this person comes back into your life, what Spirit is saying is that there's feelings there. It's not that there's no feelings there on your part. It's that this person triggers the shit out of you because of how they handle life. And you may be like, well, I never get anyone that treats me the way that I need them to treat me. And Spirit says, well, that's not what love is. You have an expectation of what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, but it's not supposed to look like this. And Spirit says, do you have unconditional love for this person? And you know that the answer is yes. And does that person have unconditional love for you? And the answer is yes. That you both know. However, the tension is, I don't like the way that you handle things. I don't like the way that that looked. I don't like the way that you treat me because it triggers me, because it brings out my own shit. And what the universe says is yes, that's why I brought this person to you. So it's all about committing your heart and your mind to the needs of yourself by still creating it, by still healing it, because no one should be able to trigger you. So if there's triggers, that means that there were wounds way before this person. So you might always wind up in relationships where people don't treat you right, but that's because of the house that you grew up in. So that's a karmic theme that you need to, again, learn forgiveness, where the faithfulness also is in understanding that the universe always brings you what you need to support you, to heal you. You just won't like what it looks like sometimes. You'll be like, I don't really understand why I'm experiencing this, or why. And Spirit is saying is to help you heal, to help you evolve. And you'll be like, but it feels like shit. And Spirit says, that's because all that needs to come out. Anywhere where that's in there, that's where the love isn't. It's again, you have a shadow that's blocking that love. This person's come into your life to show you what unconditional love is, and vice versa, because that's what you're showing them also, because you do love this person, and this person does love you. It's like they made a lot of mistakes, they did a lot of wrong things. So Spirit's saying, if now some of you are going to want to be in a connection with this person, and some of you are not. But the key is not about saying, okay, everything that you did was shitty, and that's okay. I'm going to pretend that it didn't happen. That's not what Spirit's saying. Spirit's saying is, I commit my mind and my heart and my will. I am a devotee to the needs of my own soul. So creating yourself, making sure that your cup is full to the point that it's overflowing, so that your person gets only what falls out of the cup. That's number one. Number two, it's also to make sure that your life is really balanced so you can go with the flow of life. If this person's the only thing in your life, it's going to feed this person's ego. They don't have good habits. It might trigger them into like becoming the same way that they were. The fact that you're standing up to yourself and you're like, I'm not dealing with this. And they ran around, they did whatever, and they hung out and with people that were not on the same level, and now they're comparing. This isn't about that. This is about, that fact that your person sees the difference and already does have strong feelings for you. So you don't have to bend over backwards for this person. This person actually is standing up, is doing the right thing because you did the right thing karmically. And so this is a karmic relationship that is teaching you both how to become better versions of yourself. Does it mean that it's easy? No, it's not. But the unconditional love that you both have for each other makes it easier, makes it worth it almost. You know what I mean? Because there is passion. The passion helps you transmute those wounds. We wouldn't stick around long enough, but it doesn't mean that you don't drive each other crazy. And that's really what it is. There is a fine line between love and hate, because a lot of times that person closest to us can trigger the hell out of us. And when things can get to a triggering point where they boil over to the point that you, again, want to kill that person, and where you really feel like you hate that person. And that's because there's love, but there's so much pain. And the pain was not just created from your person. It was pain that was already there. And then your behaviors and your habits played out as a karmic theme that allowed the same type of experience to play out in the past. With this time within your situation, that's not what happened, because you were like, no, I'm not going to do that. And if you continue to be faithful to yourself, that won't happen. And that's what Spirit's saying. A lot of times when we get into a relationship with someone that's a little bit plays games, they're a little bit like emotionally not as mature. That's why a person does that. Well, then if we have strong feelings, we may want to cater to that person, make that person feel more comfortable and confident, and we might not like want to share and talk as much because we want to avoid that awkward energy, when really it's to stay in your truth, honor who you are, and be able to speak your truth, because number one, you're able to go with the flow of life because you're balanced. That's number one. And number two, you're not becoming someone else. This person has feelings for you because you're in your higher energy when you met this person. So it's not about going backwards and becoming codependent. So I'm just going to leave that there. I needed to really explain that, possibly because there's a few of you out there that would, when you have a strong past life connection, there is intense unconditional love. There's a lot of passion. And that when this person or any person comes in wounded and you have those type of feelings, it's really easy to lose yourself. And that's what Spirit's saying is, do not. It was like, that's your lesson, is showing, again, being that way so that your person sees, I do love this person, even though they challenge me, even though they make me become my better self. They always have. And that's really why they're torn. They're making their way back. They're fighting it though, but they are evolving back, even with all their overthinking. I'm going to leave it there. So I'll talk to you soon, Virgo. Let me know whether you resonated with this. Bye-bye.